Welcome to Philosophy Decoded, where we explore timeless wisdom for modern life. Let's decode today's philosophy. You got laid off. The relationship ended. The diagnosis came back. The plan failed. Your life just went in a direction you didn't choose and don't want. You have two options. Resist reality. Spend your energy wishing things were different, fighting what already happened, drowning in, if only, and, why me? Or accept reality. Adapt. Move forward with what is instead of mourning what isn't. The Stoics and Nietzsche discovered a third option that goes beyond acceptance. They called it Amor Fati, Latin for love of fate. Not just accept what happened. Love what happened. Embrace it. Want it. Choose it retroactively. This sounds insane. How do you love getting laid off? How do you love the relationship ending? How do you love the bad news? This episode is Amor Fati explained completely. What it means, why both the Stoics and Nietzsche taught it, and how loving your fate is the most powerful response to difficulty you'll ever learn. Amor Fati doesn't mean, pretend bad things are good. It doesn't mean, be happy about suffering. It means, I wouldn't change this even if I could. Because this is my life. This is my fate. And I choose to love my life exactly as it is, including the parts one didn't choose. Marcus Aurelius. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? Quote, Nietzsche. My formula for greatness in a human being is Amor Fati. That one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. Not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it. Quote, notice. Not merely bear it. Not merely accept it, love it. This is the radical part. You don't just tolerate your fate. You actively embrace it. You look at everything that happened, good and bad, and say, yes. I want this. This is exactly what should have happened. Why would you do this? Because resistance is suffering. Fighting what already happened is pointless. And loving your fate transforms suffering into strength. When something bad happens, your instinct is to resist. To wish it didn't happen. To replay the past and imagine different choices. To ask, why me, over and over. This resistance feels productive. It feels like you're processing. It feels like you're honoring your pain. But it's not productive. It's torture. You're spending energy fighting a battle you already lost. The thing already happened. Wishing it didn't doesn't change it. It just keeps you stuck. Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't control what happened. You got laid off. The relationship ended. The diagnosis came. That's done. That's fate. You can control how you respond. You can resist and suffer. Or you can accept and adapt. Or you can go further. You can love it. Resistance says, this shouldn't have happened. My life should be different. Reality is wrong. Acceptance says, this happened. I don't like it, but I'll deal with it. Reality is what it is. Amor Fati says, this happened. And I'm glad it did. Because this is my life, and I love my life, including this. The difference is radical. Resistance keeps you trapped in the past. Acceptance lets you move forward. Amor Fati transforms the past into fuel. Nietzsche took Amor Fati to its extreme with a thought experiment he called eternal recurrence. Imagine a demon appears and tells you, you will live your life exactly as you've lived it, over and over, for eternity. Every moment, every pain, every failure, every loss, forever, exactly the same. How would you react? Most people would be horrified. They'd say, no, I'd change so much. I'd avoid so many mistakes. I'd make different choices. That reaction reveals something. You don't love your life. You tolerate it. You're waiting for it to get better. You're living in hope that the future will redeem the past. Nietzsche says, that's weakness. That's resistance to your own existence. Amor Fati means, if the demon appeared, you'd say, yes. Do it again. I want this exact life, with all its pain and failure, forever. Because this is my fate, and I love it. Quote, that's the test. Would you live your life again exactly as it happened? If no, you're resisting your fate. If yes, you've achieved Amor Fati. The Stoics had a slightly different framing. They believed everything that happens is part of a larger order. Events aren't random. They're woven into the fabric of your life for a reason. Marcus Aurelius. Everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. This doesn't mean everything happens for a good reason you'll understand later. It means everything that happens fits into the pattern of your life perfectly, whether you understand why or not. You got laid off. Maybe that forces you to pursue work you're actually passionate about instead of staying comfortable. The relationship ended. Maybe that clears space for a relationship that actually serves you instead of one you clung to out of fear. The diagnosis came. Maybe that forces you to live deliberately instead of drifting through decades on autopilot. Or maybe there's no silver lining. Maybe it's just hard. Maybe the only reason is, this is what happened in your life. Amor Fati says, fine. That's enough. I don't need a reason. I don't need it to make sense. I don't need a lesson. I just need to love the life I'm actually living instead of mourning the life I thought I'd live. Here's the practice. When something bad happens, you go through 3 stages. Stage 1. Feel it. Don't suppress. Don't pretend you're not hurt, angry, or devastated. Feel the full weight of what happened. Amor Fati isn't toxic positivity. It's not, everything happens for a reason, stay positive. It's honest acknowledgement, this hurts. This is hard. This is not what I wanted. Stage 2. Accept it. This happened. It's real. It's part of your life now. Resisting won't change it. Wishing won't undo it. It's woven into the pattern of your fate. Marcus Aurelius. The obstacle is the way. You can't go around this. You have to go through it. And fighting it just makes it harder. Stage 3. Love it. This is the leap. You stop seeing it as something that happened to you and start seeing it as something that happened for you. Not because it's good, because it's yours. It's part of your story. It's part of what makes you who you are. Nietzsche. To those human beings who are of any concern to me I wish suffering, desolation, sickness, ill treatment, indignities. I wish that they should not remain unfamiliar with profound self-contempt, the torture of self-mistrust, the wretchedness of the vanquished. Why? Because that's what forges strength. That's what reveals who you actually are when comfort is stripped away. Amor Fati means, I love the hard parts of my life. Not because they feel good. Because they made me strong. They revealed my character. They're mine. When you practice Amor Fati, you gain 3 things. First, freedom from resentment. You stop wasting energy on, why me, and, this shouldn't have happened. You reclaim that energy for moving forward. Second, strength from adversity. When you love your fate instead of resisting it, suffering becomes fuel. Every hard thing you've endured becomes proof that you can endure hard things. Third, peace with your life. You're no longer waiting for life to get better so you can finally be happy. You love the life you have, right now, exactly as it is. Marcus Aurelius lived this. He spent his entire adult life fighting wars, dealing with plagues, managing a crumbling empire, and losing children. His reign was marked by constant crisis. He could have spent every day wishing he'd been born in a different era. Instead, he wrote, don't let your imagination be crushed by life as a whole. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs? Quote, he chose Amor Fati. He loved the fate he was given, even though it was brutal. And that choice gave him peace in the middle of chaos. Here's the final refrain that makes Amor Fati click. Everything that has happened in your life led to this exact moment. Every decision, every failure, every stroke of luck, every loss. If any of it had been different, you wouldn't be here, reading this, right now. You'd be somewhere else, someone else. You can resist that reality. You can wish your past were different. You can spend your life in regret. Or you can say, if this is where my path led, then this is where I needed to be. This is exactly what should have happened. Because this is what did happen. And I choose to love it. Quote, not because it's good, because it's yours. Nietzsche. Was that life? Well then, once more. Quote, that's Amor Fati. Looking at your life, with all its pain, failure, loss, and saying, yes. I'd do it again. Exactly the same. Because this is my fate. And I love it. Quote. And that's the wisdom behind it. If this helped you think deeper, subscribe for weekly explorations of philosophy and meaning. Thanks for watching.